Stop everything, because Love and Hip Hop Atlanta just hit a shockwave that nobody saw coming. Sierra has dropped a revelation so explosive it's shaking the entire cast to its core. Rumors are swirling that she might be pregnant by young Jock. The whispers backstage turned into full-blown chaos as cast members scrambled to process the news. Secrets that were buried for months suddenly resurfaced, and alliances started shifting in real time. Fans are left gasping. Social media is on fire, and the fallout is only beginning. Will young Jock confirm, deny, or disappear? How will the cast react when this bombshell is officially aired? One thing is for sure, this is the drama that will dominate every feed, trending for weeks, and leaving viewers desperate for the next explosive twist. The cameras started rolling, but nobody was ready for the storm that was about to hit Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Sierra had just arrived on set with a demeanor that screamed confidence. But behind that composure was a secret so explosive, it threatened to tear the cast apart. Rumors had been circulating for weeks, whispers of late-night calls, private meetings, and mysterious trips. But no one expected what she dropped during the first scene. A revelation so shocking it would leave the entire cast, crew, and fans speechless. Everyone needs to sit down for this, Sierra announced, her voice steady but carrying the weight of what she was about to reveal. I've been hiding something, and it's time you all know the truth. The cast exchanged nervous glances. Even seasoned reality TV veterans like Carly Red and Rashida were caught off guard. The tension in the room was electric, the kind you could feel vibrating through the cameras and crew alike. Sierra took a deep breath, pausing for dramatic effect. I'm pregnant, she said, letting the words sink in. Gasps erupted across the room. Some crew members instinctively grabbed their phones, knowing this moment would go viral before the day ended. But Sierra wasn't finished. The bombshell that followed left everyone reeling. And the father. It's young Jock. The room went silent. Jock's jaw dropped, eyes wide in disbelief. He sputtered for a second, unable to process the words. Wait, what? He finally managed. His voice cracked, a mix of shock and panic. The cast's reactions ranged from shock to amusement, but underlying it all was a sense of chaos that threatened to spiral completely out of control. Carly Red whispered under her breath to Rashida, "Did she just say what I think she said?" Rashida's eyes went wide. "I heard every word," she replied, gripping her chair for support. Even the producers, who were used to high-stakes drama, looked like they had just been hit with a sledgehammer. Jock tried to regain control, holding up his hands. Hold on, let's talk about this first." But Sierra wasn't letting him off the hook. "Talk about what?" she shot back. "You know what you did, and I'm done pretending like it didn't happen. This is real, and it's happening now." The tension escalated rapidly. Cameras zoomed in on Jock, whose face had gone pale. "Sierra, this is serious. We need to handle this privately," he stammered. But the set was already buzzing. Whispers spread like wildfire. Clips were being shared almost instantly, screenshots circulating in group chats. Social media was already lighting up with hashtags. Sierra pregnant, Jock drama, LHHATL chaos. Sierra didn't back down. Private? This isn't private anymore. You already know the truth, Jock. Everyone's gonna know eventually. I just decided it would be better if they heard it from me first. Her gaze swept the room, landing on cast members one by one. Every face showed a mixture of shock, curiosity, and barely contained judgment. Carly Red leaned forward, unable to contain herself. "Girl, you about to blow the roof off this season," she exclaimed. But Sierra's expression remained serious. "This isn't just about attention. It's about accountability. Jock can't just keep hiding, pretending nothing happened. The fans, the cast, they deserve the truth." Rashida's reaction was equally intense, her voice a mix of disbelief and anger. "Hold on, are you serious right now? Jock, how could you? After everything. This is your life, your kid, your choices, and now we're supposed to just watch?" Jock's hands trembled as he ran them through his hair. He tried to speak again, but Sierra cut him off. "Stop talking. Listen, I didn't come here to argue. I came here to make sure everyone knows exactly what's going on. You've been hiding behind excuses for months, and it's over now." The room felt like it was on the verge of an explosion. Cameras were rolling, capturing every micro-expression, the wide eyes, the quivering lips, the shaky breaths. Even crew members who thought they had seen it all in reality TV were stunned. This was a moment that would define the season, a bombshell no one could have predicted. Sierra's team stepped forward, providing documents and screenshots that seemed to corroborate her claims. Text messages, flight itineraries, and cryptic Instagram messages between her and Jock. The cast leaned in, reading over shoulders, whispering in disbelief. The receipts painted a picture of secret meetings and private encounters that no one knew about. Jock tried to interject, but the evidence was overwhelming. "Look, I don't know what to say," he admitted, voice tight with tension. This isn't." He stopped mid-sentence, realizing he had no defense. Meanwhile, social media was exploding. Fans were dissecting every frame of footage, every inflection in Sierra's voice, every reaction from Jock. Memes popped up within minutes. Comment sections overflowed with speculation. "She's telling the truth. Jock is busted. Yandy gonna flip when she sees this?" And then came the twist that nobody saw coming. A member of the production team whispered to Carly and Rashida, "There's another clip. Someone caught Jock leaving a hotel that matches Sierra's story. Security footage, too. This is about to get way bigger than just a confession on set." The atmosphere thickened instantly. Jock's face turned pale. "What? No, that's private. How did that—" He trailed off, realizing there was no controlling the narrative now. Every secret he had tried to keep buried was coming to light. Sierra, sensing her victory, leaned back confidently. "See, this is why I said I'd handle it myself. If it were left to anyone else, they'd twist it, deny it, or lie. But now, the truth is out. And Jock, you can't take this back." The cast was in shock. Some were whispering, some were shaking their heads, some were visibly upset. The dynamics of the entire show were shifting before their eyes. Alliances would crumble, friendships would strain, and fans would be glued to the screens, desperate to see what happens next. As the day went on, Jock was forced into private meetings with producers, lawyers, and security. Sierra stayed on set, maintaining her composure, knowing she had just delivered the kind of revelation that would dominate headlines, blogs, and social media feeds for weeks. The tension didn't fade, it only intensified. And as cameras continued rolling, Sierra caught Jock's eye one last time before the scene wrapped. "You know this changes everything, right?" she said softly, but with unmistakable authority. Jock nodded slightly, silently acknowledging that his life and the show would never be the same. By the time the footage hit social media, the world was in chaos. Fans couldn't stop talking. Analysts were predicting major fallout for Jock and the show, and everyone involved knew one thing for certain. This revelation would define the entire season. And just when you think it couldn't get any crazier, whispers started circulating that Yandy had been tipped off before filming wrapped. Could she confront Jock live on camera? Would Sierra and Yandy collide? The tension was mounting, and viewers had no choice but to keep watching, desperate for the next explosive episode. The next morning, the set was buzzing, but the atmosphere was thick with tension. Word of Sierra's bombshell revelation had already spread like wildfire. Every cast member arrived with a mixture of curiosity, caution, and barely contained excitement. Cameras were strategically placed to capture every reaction, every subtle glance, and every micro-expression. What had started as a personal confession had exploded into a full-blown on-set spectacle. Carly Red was the first to break the silence, whispering to Rashida, "Girl, this is bigger than anything we've seen before. I don't even know if Jock knows what he's in for." Rashida, still reeling from the shock, nodded slowly. "No, he doesn't." And the way Sierra dropped it? Perfect timing. Jock's cornered. Jock arrived last, walking onto set like a man trying to balance on a tightrope over a pit of fire. He knew every camera was on him, every whisper was being captured, and every social media eye was watching. His face was pale, his hands slightly trembling as he passed Sierra. The tension between them was palpable, and the crew knew it. This wasn't just reality TV drama. This was personal, messy, and deeply explosive. Sierra maintained a calm, confident composure, but there was fire in her eyes. Every word, every glance was carefully measured to provoke, but also to assert control. "So," she said, voice low and steady, "let's talk about how we're going to handle this. Jock, you gonna own up or are you gonna keep hiding?" Jock stammered. "Sierra, Look, I didn't expect this to happen. I mean..." His words faltered under the weight of the situation. The crew exchanged knowing looks. He was caught, and there was no saving face. The cast gathered around, forming an informal circle. Some whispered, some gasped, some tried to hide smirks. The tension was electrifying, like a storm waiting to break. And then, as if on cue, someone whispered the words that would ignite the next level of chaos. "Yandy knows." The room froze. Jock's eyes widened, and even Sierra seemed momentarily taken aback. Yandy, the queen of reality TV confrontations, had been tipped off before filming wrapped. The implications were immediate. Alliances were shifting, and nobody knew what would happen next. And then she appeared. Yandy walked onto set with a purposeful stride, her gaze fixed on Jock. "We need to talk," she said, her voice calm but laced with underlying fury. Cameras pivoted to capture every step, every glance. The cast and crew fell silent, sensing the impending confrontation. Sierra watched from a distance, a smirk playing on her lips. She had delivered the bombshell, but now she got to watch the fallout unfold. Jock, however, looked like a man about to be swallowed alive. "Yandy, please, can we..." he began. But Yandy cut him off. "No, Jock. We're done with the excuses. This isn't just about you and me anymore. This is about accountability, and right now the entire cast and everyone watching deserves answers." The confrontation quickly escalated. Yandy's piercing gaze locked onto Jock. "So, let me get this straight. Sierra's saying you're the father, and you didn't tell me? Did you even consider what this would do to everyone involved?" Jock opened his mouth, but words failed him. The silence was deafening, every second stretching into an eternity. The crew was on edge, cameras rolling, capturing the tension for viewers who were already glued to their screens. Sierra couldn't resist, inserting herself. "I told you, Jock. This isn't just about hiding or protecting your image. The truth is out. You can't take it back. And Yandy, I didn't come here to fight you. I came here to show you the reality Jock's been living in while you thought everything was fine." Yandy's face hardened. "You know what? That's exactly why we need to set boundaries. But this changes everything. I trusted him. I trusted you, Sierra, to not drag it out like this. But now, I don't know if anything will ever be the same." The cast was in a frenzy. Carly whispered to Rashida, "This is insane. The tension is unreal. I don't even know who to side with anymore." Rashida shook her head, clearly conflicted but captivated by the drama unfolding before her. Social media was already ablaze. Clips of the confrontation were circulating faster than any producer could control. Hashtags were trending. Sierra pregnant, Jock exposed, Yandy confronts, LHHATL drama. Fans were dissecting every frame, every inflection, every glance, speculating wildly about the paternity, the relationships, and the fallout. Meanwhile, Sierra leaned in closer to Jock during a private moment off camera. "You knew this would come out eventually. But hiding didn't make it disappear. I had to take control of my narrative, or else someone else would twist the story before it was even told." Jock's shoulders slumped. "I never wanted it to go this far. I didn't know how to handle it." His voice was shaky, regret dripping from every word. But Sierra wasn't finished. "It's not about handling it, Joss. It's about facing it. And right now, you need to answer the questions everyone's asking. Who knew? When did you find out? And are you ready to take responsibility?" The tension only mounted as the cameras captured Yandy, still watching from a distance, visibly struggling to process the revelation. Her presence alone was enough to escalate the drama further. Every cast member on set was holding their breath, waiting for the next explosive interaction, and then came the twist nobody saw coming. One of the production assistants revealed that there were private texts from Jock to another cast member, texts that suggested Jock may have been attempting to cover up the truth before Sierra's revelation went public. The cast gasped collectively. The room erupted into murmurs and whispers. The stakes were higher than ever. Jock's face turned pale. Those were just messages. I didn't mean... He started, but Sierra interrupted. Meaning doesn't matter anymore? The evidence is out. The proof is here. The fans, the cast, the world, they're all watching. And now there's no turning back. The episode wrapped with cameras capturing every reaction. Sierra standing strong, Jock looking defeated, Yandy visibly hurt but composed, and the rest of the cast caught in shock and speculation. Social media was already lighting up with reactions, theories, and predictions about what would happen next. By the end of the day, producers knew they had captured one of the most explosive storylines in LHHATL history. The footage, the confrontations, the evidence, and the tension would dominate headlines, dominate feeds, and keep viewers hooked for weeks. And just when it seemed the situation couldn't escalate further, whispers started about a leaked audio clip, recorded conversations between Jock and Sierra that could make the season finale absolutely unmissable. Every cast member's reaction would be captured. Every secret, every lie, every betrayal. It was about to explode like never before. Fans were left on the edge of their seats, desperate for the next episode, the next twist, the next revelation. The drama wasn't just continuing, it was escalating into something that would define LHHATL Season 13. The following day, the set was electric. Word of Sierra's revelation had completely taken over social media, and fans were obsessed. Every cast member knew that cameras were rolling, every step they took, every word they spoke, would be scrutinized, replayed, and dissected by millions. This wasn't just reality TV drama anymore. This was a cultural phenomenon, and the cast was living it in real time. Sierra arrived early, exuding confidence, but her eyes betrayed a simmering intensity. She knew what she had unleashed. The previous day's confession had been explosive, but the fallout was just beginning. As she walked onto set, whispers followed her, cast members nervously glancing at each other, already speculating about what would happen next. Jock arrived moments later, his face pale and tight with anxiety. He knew the world had now seen him differently, and the weight of his secret was crushing. He tried to avoid eye contact, but cameras captured every fleeting expression of fear, guilt, and desperation. Even the producers exchanged tense glances. They were about to witness one of the most dramatic confrontations in love and hip-hop history. Yandy appeared next, her steps deliberate, her eyes fixed on Jock. Her presence alone sent a shiver through the room. The audience watching at home could already feel the tension, and social media was alive with speculation. Yandy's gonna snap. Jock is finished. Sierra just changed everything. The cameras panned to capture the subtle dynamics between the trio. Sierra stood confidently, arms crossed, as Jock tried to muster words. "Look, I didn't want any of this to happen," he stammered. "I never meant for anyone to get hurt." Sierra cut him off sharply. "Stop. Just stop. None of your excuses matter anymore. The truth is out. You knew the consequences, and yet you still lied." Her voice carried authority and anger. But underneath it was a raw, unyielding vulnerability that made everyone in the room hold their breath. Yandy stepped forward, her gaze piercing. "Jock, do you understand what this means? How could you let it get this far? I trusted you. I believed in you. And now Sierra's truth has exposed everything. Every single lie, every cover-up, every secret. It's all out there." Jock's voice cracked. I didn't know how to handle it. I was trying to protect everyone." "Protect?" Sierra's laugh was bitter, slicing through the tension like a knife. "You weren't protecting anyone. You were hiding behind lies, behind excuses, behind me, behind everyone. Well, the hiding is over." The room erupted into chaos. Cast members whispered and gasped, some taking sides, others simply observing in stunned silence. Carly Red whispered to Rashida. "This is insane. Every word, every glance is gonna go viral. I can't even handle it." Rashida nodded, visibly shaken. "I've never seen Jock like this. And Sierra? She's untouchable right now, as..." The confrontation escalated. Sierra revealed the most shocking twist yet. There's more. The texts, the late-night calls, the secret meetings. I've documented everything. If this goes public, Jock, there's no going back. She held up her phone, a screen full of messages and timestamps that corroborated her claims. Jock's hands shook as he tried to take the phone. "Sierra, please, don't what?" She interrupted, her voice rising. "Don't." "Expose the truth? Jock, it's already out. And Yandy, you deserve to see it all too." She swiped through the messages, revealing a detailed timeline that left everyone speechless. Yandy's expression shifted from shock to quiet fury. "So all this time you've been lying to me, Jock, to everyone, and now we're supposed to just accept it?" Jock swallowed hard. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I never wanted anyone to get hurt." Sierra's eyes narrowed. "Say the truth. Admit it. Own it. This isn't about excuses anymore. It's about accountability." The tension reached a fever pitch. Every camera on set captured the raw, unfiltered emotions: anger, betrayal, fear, and defiance, all colliding in a perfect storm. Fans watching at home were captivated, and social media exploded with reactions. Clips of the confrontation were everywhere, with hashtags trending: Sierra pregnant, Chai to Jock exposed, Yandy confrontation, LHHATL chaos. Memes, reaction videos, and comment threads were erupting by the minute. Then came the twist that nobody saw coming. A producer stepped forward with a leaked audio clip that had surfaced overnight. Jock's private conversation, clearly discussing how to handle the fallout if Sierra went public. The room went silent as everyone listened. Jock's words, caught. On tape, revealed panic, desperation, and a startling lack of accountability. Sierra's smirk widened. "Did you hear that, Jock? That's your reality. And now everyone else knows too." Yandy's face contorted with a mix of anger and hurt. "I can't believe this. The audacity." She turned to the cameras, her voice icy. "This is why I don't trust anyone's word anymore. Every secret, every betrayal, it's all here. And Jock, you're going to have to live with this." As filming wrapped for the day, the tension didn't dissipate. It escalated. Cast members whispered predictions about alliances shifting, fan reactions, and what this would mean for the upcoming episodes. The social media firestorm continued to rage, with new leaks and screenshots surfacing every hour. The final moments of Part 3 captured a chilling scene. Sierra walking past Jock and Yandy, her expression unreadable, almost triumphant. Jock's shoulders slumped, a man defeated by his own mistakes. Yandy, still seething, exchanged a loaded glance with Sierra, hinting that their next confrontation would be even more explosive. And just when viewers thought they had processed everything, the screen cut to black with one final bombshell. Whispers of another secret, one that could completely rewrite the narrative. Rumors were already spreading that Sierra might have even more evidence, something that could impact not just Jock, but the entire cast and the show's dynamics. Fans were left breathless, desperate for answers. Who would confront whom next? What secrets were still hidden? And most importantly, how would this explosive drama continue to unfold on the screens of millions of viewers around the world? The cliffhanger was set. The tension, the betrayal, and the chaos were far from over. LHHATL Season 13 had officially delivered one of its most shocking and unforgettable storylines yet, leaving fans desperate, obsessed, and counting the days until the next explosive episode. If you thought the last episode was shocking, brace yourself. This storyline is just getting started. Sierra's revelation about being pregnant by young Jock has set the entire LHHATL cast on fire, and the chaos is spilling over everywhere. The confrontations, the leaked texts, the secret recordings, it's all out, and fans cannot stop talking. Every glance, every word, every reaction is going viral, and you don't want to miss a single second of what happens next. We need you to be part of this frenzy. Smash that like button if you were shocked by Sierra's bombshell and jump into the comments to tell us whose side you're on. Team Sierra, our Team Jock, or Team Yandy? Who do you think handled the confrontation best, and what do you predict will happen in the next explosive episode? Your opinions could ignite the next viral conversation, so don't hold back, and don't forget, subscribe and turn all notifications on. This season is escalating faster than ever, and the next episode promises even more secrets, betrayals, and explosive showdowns. You need to be front and center for every shocking twist, because LHHATL Season 13 is rewriting the rules of reality. Drama, and you won't want to be left behind. Hit like, comment, and subscribe right now. Join the discussion, fuel the chaos, and make sure you're ready when the next bombshell drops. The drama is far from over, and this is the moment that will have everyone talking for weeks.